What's up, motherfuckers?
Hey!
Halloween show, episode 21.
Dum, dum, dum.
Bum, bum, bum. Not So Tender podcast. It's Halloween today.
Yay.
I'm wearing my Halloween colored jacket and shirt. I got my
And
fancy.
shirt. You're
You do
extra
too.
fancy.
You do too.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, how was your week?
It's kind of a mess.
That hashtag blessed last like one show.
A lot of my clients are having very pivotal couple sessions this last week.
Make or break.
People are crying. Yeah.
Really?
We're either making progress.
Do you want to laugh sometimes when they cry?
No.
I get real uncomfortable when people cry.
I do too. So I had an individual this week that signed on and I was like, you look awful. All the love in the world. You look horrendous. What is happening?
You look like shit.
And she starts crying. And I told her halfway through the session, I was like, listen, I'm convinced there's a disorder. As a mental health therapist, I don't even know what it's called or what it would be called, where I get uncomfortable and I start to giggle.
Yeah, I'd say some really bad jokes.
The most inappropriate time ever. But with couples, it's different because they're making intense eye contact with each other. And I just sit back. I go, excuse me. Excuse me.
Ma'am, sir.
Guys, let's reel it in.
Tighten it up.
Yeah. But yeah, no,
I like that.
Pivotal times right now.
It's that time. Get together, people. I've had some interesting conversations this week.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have any conversations about pornography?
Not yet. It's only Tuesday. It's Dark Tuesday.
It is Dark Tuesday.
My pornography discussions usually happen Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, I had one yesterday. Somebody that was struggling with it. They said their mate was really bad. But she has a real religious kind of background.
Oh, okay.
So
hence the root in her.
No, he actually he has a problem.
Okay.
So, and they were talking, she was talking about it, but her root in her religion really made her work harder on her relationship. And I never really thought about that much. I guess you could use it for either side of that coin.
Either one.
But she was a real well put together young mom. She loves her husband. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
You know? And her friend actually has been talking to a guy on again, off again since she was 16 for 10 years. Or 14, so she's 24. They're finally going to meet in 16 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have a client that's going through. They just met.
Really?
This past weekend.
How'd it go?
I don't know. I see her Thursday.
What if you don't see her?
No, I will.
No, I'm saying, what if he abducted her? It's Halloween.
That would be real fucked up.
Yeah, that would be extremely fucked up.
I mean, he is from, Arizona or
you
something
can't trust
like
those
that.
people. Nobody's from Arizona.
There's a flight purchased. I know his first name. Maybe I could help her parents out.
Holy shit.
He was staying at her house.
That's real, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So everybody's going through it.
Yeah. A lot. Not a lot. Some of my clients have described feeling like they're plateauing. That they've made some fundamental improvements, but applying them
It's hard.
is inconsistent. And it doesn't always feel reciprocated. So just yesterday, I had a conversation with a couple about grace and acceptance and commitment.
Yeah.
Of
It's not overnight.
Therapy does not make you perfect.
Or quickly happen.
At all.
Nothing good quickly happens.
We have had a couple conversations about brutal commitment, wiping the ledger that we've talked about on here and scaling.
Yeah.
How committed are you to making this work? And with that has to come some grace.
Well, I mean,
If you want to be we can drudge it. And that's what I tell couples. If you want to pull it out, we can do that.
Crazy.
Yeah, we can do that.
Is that healthy?
Sometimes there's some guttural ones, right?
Gotta
of
be handled.
betrayal, right? That we have to talk about.
Betrayal.
But my God, the content, pull out topic here and insert different topic time after time after time, and it's the same conflict pattern.
Yeah.
And sometimes, yeah,
Either
I have a
accept it
few,
or kill it.
yeah, I have a few couples that are very much stuck in the like progress versus acceptance.
I'd imagine that would be hard because progress is so personal how you view it. You know, and then when you're feeling slighted, you probably don't view their progress. It would take feet instead of millimeters.
Yes.
Right?
Well, actually, I used our line just yesterday. I had a couple that I met with.
What the fuck does that even mean? That's what you said to them? What the fuck's that even mean?
The one partner A was kind of like beating around the bush and trying to get to that. And I was like, it sounds like you don't understand when they say you're mean, what that is for them, because you don't feel like you're being mean. And they're like, no, I don't. I could be mean if you want me to be mean, but like their perception of mean is something else.
Totally different.
So we had a whole conversation about like what partner A was doing or saying or how they were acting, because communication comes in all sorts of ways, right?
Yeah.
And what was offending them and hurting their feelings. So we had a conversation about like, you get to pick up offense. Like you choose to be offended by this or have your feelings hurt by this type of behavior that they may not even know. So it was...
You have to... Communication isn't just telling somebody they're wrong or telling somebody what's bothering you.
Right.
If they don't understand it, you're not done communicating.
Right.
I've been stressing that with people a lot lately too. I had somebody recently that was, newly married as a grown person, like late 40s.
I was going to say, what's a grown person? Okay.
Grown.
Whole adult.
Kids are grown.
Grown-ass people, yeah.
And I said, I think people still think that you're building a house together at that age. I said, you're only building a house when you get together at 16, 17, and you watch each other grow. You put the window, you broke out a window, you put in a new door, you did this, you hung that trim, it was crooked, you fixed it. Now it's starting to get tightened up. And by the time you're in your late 40s, you have built a home together. You are woven together.
Yeah.
But people that are getting together after they're already adults and fully developed and all that, I said, imagine, this is how I explained it to him. Instead of trying to coexist in the same house, why don't you guys just accept that your house has been lived in for 40 some years? Someone else has rubbed all the paint off certain areas. It's all done. It's wore in.
Yeah, sure.
Her house is the same thing. It's been doing this for 40 some years. Y'all are sharing a driveway. You're not sharing a house. You're sharing a driveway.
Yeah.
And you can either be the most respectful neighbor and sit outside and have barbecues together and water each other's plants and let each other's dogs out and do fun stuff, right?
Right.
Or you could be the asshole neighbor and always parking your car where it shouldn't go and just being a dick. So I think understanding that at different times in your life, it's not the same as when you started in a relationship. Yeah. Your house is kind of already built. And to change a house that's been around for 50 years, you better have a lot of patience. Yeah. A lot of diligence.
I mean, shit. People tell you not to do that because there's like spirits
you
in the
walls,
and don't go wrecking shit.
It is Halloween, isn't it? Yeah.
Don't go wrecking shit out. Take
Wrong
out
kind
walls.
of boo.
You don't know what's in there. Leave it alone.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's good. So be careful who you're booing up. So I think understanding that a little bit is important. And I had a lot of people talk to me about our last episode about the roommate phase. That kind of hit home for some people.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, because so the roommate phase is the hardest, like we talked about.
Yeah.
But I think that people don't understand like how they got there. They seriously? I mean, seriously. It blindsides them because so there's 5 stages of a relationship, and the first 2 are super exciting and productive. Yeah. And then the dust settles. In most relationships, marriage aside, relationships end stage 3.
What's stage 3?
The roommate phase.
Oh, that's 3?
Yeah.
What's 2? Let's go through the
Getting
first
serious.
few.
All right.
Yeah.
So the first one.
Somebody asked me, what's the other stages? I go, I don't know. I had stage 3 cancer. Does that count?
Well,
that's a part of my relationship. No, I'm here.
Was it serious?
It might have been terminal for some
Could have
relationship
been,
I was
right,
in.
yeah.
I'll tell you that.
So stage 1 is falling in love. Everybody loves stage 1, right? Your hormones take over. That's where the butterflies come in. They're the apple of your eye. They text constantly. You go out. It's the exciting one.
That's the old saying. You're thinking with the wrong head.
Yeah, right. It's the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
And that's often, we've talked about dating a lot on the show. That's what people are searching for, that spark
100%.
that makes your blood boil, the spark.
I like the spark, but the spark doesn't stay there. Hey, I got to ask Justin real quick.
Sure.
I'm going to interrupt the show. Hey, did you guys turn down the input a little bit? Okay, I was just making sure because we kind of got busy doing some other stuff. I apologize.
Okay. No, you're
I just didn't want to have the issue we had last week.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the spark is what everybody's looking for, which is important initially. The initial spark is important. It's connection. It's
you like
attraction.
Your car when you first get it, too. You like your house.
Right.
You keep it real nice. And then all of a sudden reality kicks in.
Yes.
You lazy fucks.
Yes. So this is what a lot of people think is normal, though. Like long-term trajectory. Like they want this. The falling in love stage. Yeah.
Oh, side piece.
You're super engaged. I would even say, like, sometimes it feels respectful. Sometimes it feels affectionate. Sometimes it feels,
Because you don't know the person.
Falling in love. Yeah. It says, like, falling in love makes you glow.
It does.
People want to glow.
You feel accepted.
Yes.
You feel
attractive and desired. And
they're spending all the time courting you.
Yes. Yes. But the honeymoon stage, what would you say, Thomas, if you had to guess, how long does an actual, like, post-wedding honeymoon last?
Wrong guy. 8 months.
No, like your honeymoon. Like you get married and you go on a honeymoon trip. How long is your right? Yeah.
A week.
Average is 7 days.
That's how you meant till you start not liking each other.
An actual honeymoon is 7 days average.
Week.
Yes.
That's 5 days of travel. 5 days, 2 days of travel.
Right.
Sorry.
And people expect that type of emotional rush and connectivity to last forever.
Can I say this? Mm-hmm. The only way that would feel that way for one person if one person continually just kissed their ass and ate shit constantly. Like constantly. Yeah. And then I've seen it. They look at that person and get bored with them because they're like,
they're
he's
weak.
A fucking pushover.
Yep.
She's a pushover.
He's a golden retriever.
Yeah. And I think
she's a gimme girl. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no,
honestly,
absolutely.
A girl does that for us. Most of the time we're like this. Cool.
Right.
Keep
Found
it moving. Yeah. Wife her up.
Right.
You know?
So, yes. Stage 1 is falling in love. And that's where you meet somebody. Dating is good as it should be.
Isn't it a chemical thing too?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
It's like, hormonal is what it says.
It has to be.
Your hormones are running the show, if we're being honest.
There's certain persons that I shouldn't be in a room with. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know?
So that's stage 1 of 5. That's super short. Super short. Okay. Initial attraction is about, that's it. That's all there is.
That's it.
Yes.
It's like a new car.
Yes.
This is, look at this.
And then you spill your coffee. And then your friend gets in the car with muddy shoes. And then it needs an oil change.
I found Fringe in my Bronco.
Fringe?
Yeah, we would dress up like Cowboy Ken for a Halloween party. We played a show. So Jeff Beck had on Cowboy Ken. He had a big cowboy hat on and everything. He had the long fringe. But apparently it was coming off everywhere in my fucking car.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This just reminds me of like taking your new car or like convertible specifically to like the beach.
By the time you leave the beach.
So exciting, right? Yeah. Sun, wind in your hair, and then you have sand all over your car. You never get it out. Mm-mm. So stage 2 is getting serious. I find getting serious the most interesting clinically because women, I will say women,
I know nothing about women.
To this, trying to still accomplish stage 1. So they lean into stage 2, trying to get the dopamine and serotonin from stage 1. So moving in together, buying a house, having kids, getting a dog. They have to have like the
Everything
next
that makes it hard.
But that's exciting and like pivotal steps, right? Like we're getting serious and we're leaning into our life together, but it gives them a rush, an adrenaline boost.
Yeah.
That makes the getting serious part fun.
I always enjoyed the calm, the quiet.
Men usually do.
The calm.
Generally.
Yeah, just
they're like,
driving,
can't we just like
hand on the
Right.
leg, just drive, baby, do you hungry? You know, just get
Can't we
a
just-
good milkshake while you're
Right.
driving through the country.
Yeah. Check
Yeah.
Zillow once a week just to see if there's anything that we're interested in.
Yeah.
And then get it and paint
Work.
and like buy furniture
definitely
over
enjoyed that.
months.
I definitely enjoyed working on stuff and making things better and painting rooms.
Yeah. And spending quality time together
Well,
in that step.
it made me happy because it was things that she wanted.
Yeah.
That
but
made
like
me happy.
she has an idea for your for the closet.
Man, yeah. Most people,
month's
like, some
work-
guys are so
yeah.
annoyed by that. Like,
Yeah.
they're so troubled by it. I'm like,
Well, because
this.
to them, that's a big step. It's like redoing the closet.
You're making your house
But
nice.
women are like trying to have babies. So like FYI guys, the closet, minimal compared to what she has going on in her
store.
head. Right.
I heard something neat yesterday.
What?
This girl, the same girl was talking about it. She said there's a book called Women Are Spaghetti and Men Are Waffles. Have you heard that?
I've heard that.
That
Yes,
analogy
right.
is so beautiful because she goes, men have all these little compartments.
Little grid.
And that's where
Yeah.
they put it.
Yeah.
Like she goes, when a guy comes home from work and how are you? How was your day? He's like, man, it was okay. Because he's not at work.
Right.
He's not
Done.
in that
Right.
little
Next compartment.
waffle hole
Right, yeah.
anymore. Girls are like spaghetti where it goes. Yeah, I was like, that is the most brilliant way to explain that
Yes.
ever.
Yes.
Right?
So this says the getting serious stage, you still make a great couple. Like, hands down. You guys are
100%.
fantastic. But you, like, it says you hold hands in the park, you still cuddle together.
A little ass grab here and there.
But you're starting to have some longevity, some plans, some goals. You're no longer just free and dating, right? Where it's just fun and exciting.
No, you're going to each other's family things.
Yeah, it says here like you might have moved in together by this point.
More than likely.
You're likely engaged at this point. If you're getting serious in any sort of like maybe we should clarify like an adult relationship, but like
Yeah.
if you're moving
sharing
to
a
the next
lease.
step, right?
You're helping each other buy a car.
We're now in the serious zone, which takes commitment, but is also exciting.
At first. Till you wake up next to that motherfucker every day. And you hate the way he does everything.
Stage 3. The what happened? The roommate stage.
Because it dies down.
It says, what happened? Did we fall out of love?
Probably.
By this point, the illusion has been stripped away and you find yourself arguing more. Romance seems like work and can't be fitted in. You just want it to end. And most people do, in fact, end their relationship during stage 3.
How often? Pretty often.
What's the divorce rate?
Not high enough.
Like 50%
I hope everybody
or
gets
something.
a fucking divorce.
Stop.
I hope everybody's as miserable as me. Fuck them.
I mean, same.
We
but
all
like,
go down on the ship. I don't
my
give a
second
fuck.
shot is pretty stellar.
I'm sorry. There's
But
going to be some casualties, okay?
this piggybacks off of what you kind of went off on last
Happy
episode.
Halloween, bitches.
Is during stage 2, the getting serious, the women are stereotypically the ones that are like, I want a house, I want a dog, I want a cat,
Yeah.
I want a hamster until you give me a baby. And then I want a second baby. And then I want a third baby. Because they're always looking for the next
That rush.
exciting thing to plan.
Why are girls more often drug addicts than men then? Do you
Why
think
are they?
You think women are more
Yeah,
drug addicts?
absolutely.
I don't know. Are they?
Yeah. I would like.
It's starting to make
no-
sense.
Yes. No statistics in my head.
So
but
wait a minute. So
they're more functioning, I would say.
would you say society
social.
deems us as like these like degenerates that are always
Problematic? Yeah.
well, always trying to get this new high. But you guys are secretly doing it on
Yeah.
the DL.
So covert about it.
Oh my God. Busted.
Stop it. Think of the women in your life.
Nope.
Bridal shower.
Nope.
Baby shower.
I can't even hear you right now.
New car. As soon as things die down, they want something else.
New dog. New car.
New puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. New car. This one's not exciting. We need to repaint the living room. We need to redo the bathroom.
So you're saying dudes should just date Amish girls?
No.
I would. Strong shoulders. If you don't like splitting wood, they'll help you with it, boys.
So between stage 2 and 3, that's what I hear all the time, is that we have this upcoming thing and the women are upset because the men are fucking tired. They're tired. They bought a house. They fixed it up. They bought the car. They went to work. They had the kids. They're trying to keep up. And the women are grasping at stage 2 still, right? Because when it settles, this sucks. Stage 3 sucks.
Yeah. Can.
It can.
Or you can just take a break.
Well, or you can transition into stage 4, which we'll talk about in a second. But I will say, like, most couples are either in stage 2 rolling into stage 3 or in
it's
stage 3.
It's like somebody Narcaned you.
And they
like
don't.
You're high as fuck, and next thing you know,
yes,
you're waking up to a cop.
They don't know where to go from here because they try to go backwards.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work. It ends up making it worse because now they have more responsibilities and bigger issues.
And then you're already at that point where probably your mate is giving you a lot in their eyes. They're giving you a lot, and you're going
everything
more,
they have.
More. And they're going, bitch, I've done everything for you.
Right. Well, and vice versa.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because the woman is like,
mate,
we're doing all of these things. And the husband is like, did you make dinner?
Yeah.
And the wives are like, fuck you.
Like, we still need to eat. I don't care how bad your fucking day is.
Yeah, like it does absolutely go both ways. She's like, no. And he's like, well, it's 8:00. And not that he's insinuating that she should have. It's just kind of like, what are we going to do for dinner? That like it's something, no conversation has had, right
to hand draw the scene from the Titanic,
right?
You know, like you're not asking. We eat every day. Like, stop it.
What is?
I
for
guarantee
dinner?
you, if your mother-in-law didn't have dinner for your kids, you'd be like, that bitch is fucking stupid, right? What the fuck is wrong with her?
But these girls are distracted by the go. So it's not that they're neglecting, it's that they're like are actually
not disciplined. That's all it is.
Doing the other things.
It's just not
so
disciplined.
Then you know, Bob comes home, it's 8:00, he's looking around, the kids are all screaming. She's clearly a wreck.
Yeah.
He empathizes and feels bad and is
for
just
himself.
Trying to no, for everybody. This doesn't work.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get back to the basics and say, has anybody showered? Has anybody eaten? Do they need baths? It's past bedtime.
Yeah.
And she takes that as an attack when he's just trying to figure out where this could have potentially gone wrong.
Yeah. If
she's pissed that it's right. She's pissed that it's now 8:00 and he's just now asking about dinner. But then they go to bed and they're mad because this part sucks.
I'd be mad too. I'd be mad.
Everybody's mad. And everybody's like, why don't you see me? Why don't you appreciate what I don't see you?
Because you literally have created so much cluster around you of things you wanted to obtain to make yourself feel better. It's hard to see you in a whole room full of shit that we had to put in there.
Yeah.
Guess what? People that want to live off the grid and you have what you have.
That's it.
You know what that person does.
Right.
You know, and you know what they, you're not just filling this void.
Mm-hmm.
Just filling this void. Constantly filling this void.
It is very centered around void filling. You're right. And I would challenge men, though, because men co-sign the fuck out of this.
You know why we do it, right?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't know why they co-sign it. I feel like they're fucking delusional.
Oh, we want anything to shut you the fuck up. No, I could lie and give you this beautiful answer, but it literally is ready. We grow up hearing our moms bitch about stuff, and our dads would be like, baby, what do you want? Okay, what do you want?
Sure.
That's why dudes punch each other in the face. Because then the other one's like, I'm not asking no more. And if we do that to a girl, obviously it's you shouldn't
assault
do that.
And domestic violence, right?
And you shouldn't do that. But what I'm saying is, that's our coping mechanism to we want the path of least resistance. We do.
But like, I meet with men who say individually, pre-marriage, I want kids, I want a family. And I do in some way hearing what you have to say, and you're just one person, that they're fucking delusional. That they're delusional. That they think that they're going to have the 50s version of like, I'll give you my sperm and you will have babies and you will raise them and I get to come home. No, she works too.
Listen, then find a badass bitch that for real has got her shit together, that doesn't complain about what she has to do. I know girls like that. I married a girl like that. That girl could handle a kid and handle a house and still work and still have a dog and not freak out.
Yeah.
Good luck, boys. Good luck.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I know a lot of people, but to find a woman that can do that, you better set that scenario up real good.
Well, yeah, and guess what? She might not be gorgeous. She might not make 6 figures. She might not like...
Well, that goes on both sides of the coin.
I know.
You want a guy that makes 140 grand a year?
Yeah.
Good luck.
With a strong jaw and over 6 foot and perfect teeth. Stop. Stop staring into the camera.
You guys haven't seen Justin and Mike, but you're just describing these boys in the other room.
They're
literally
gorgeous.
in there doing calisthenics.
Desk push-ups.
They're ripped.
Just right.
The 6 foot, they're soaking.
They're soaking. Hump jumping.
So, okay, let's talk about it. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be honest with ourselves. And if you're trying to fill a void constantly and you constantly need something that's going to love you or make you feel better, maybe...
Or something to look forward to.
Start stripping things down.
Yeah.
Start really getting down to the core of things. People are like, Thomas, why do you buy so many guitars? And I always joke and I say, I buy guitars when I'm sad. They go, you must be really sad. It's a kind of a joke. But my guitars, they serve a certain purpose. But if it hindered my life... And I don't expect anyone else to acquire them for me or take care of them. Where if you want to acquire another pet or another kid or another go on vacation or do all this stuff.
Right, anything.
It becomes, you have to be such a disciplined human to do that with grace.
Right. You're adding it to your agenda.
100%.
Something that needs you. Seems good in theory. But how much more of yourself do you have to give if there's already a void?
And find that void or why you need to fill that void. But truthfully, you really don't have to fill voids. I don't know about you, but the more people I'm around, I feel like it's more of a burden to me because I have to like take care of all of them and I have to make sure they're all okay. And that's not always the best thing, is it?
No.
And I'm a pretty disciplined human. And if I struggle with it, I'm going to assume someone who has some laundry that is wrinkled in a thing that they just washed, if they can't do that simple of a task, but it is always like, let's do this. This will make me happier.
Every time.
Well, all right. So that'll lead you to the roommate phase. And
yes.
frustration because you're like, I did all this for you, and now you're complaining to me that you have all this things you asked for.
We went from
you wanted a big house, and now you can't clean it. You know what I mean?
I know. Honeymoon stage where everything is like literally cloud 9.
Throwing money at the problem. It's like being at the strip club, just throwing
absolutely.
money.
We'll go to dinner twice a week. Yeah. All the things. You can't maintain that level of...
Some people can, but yeah. Barely.
Ultimately, no. If they can financially, they can't emotionally or vice versa. Like it.
Just making a decision to go to dinner.
Yeah.
Will cause more fights.
Correct.
Than anything.
So cloud 9, dinner, dating,
making out.
Oh yeah, in the booth. You're like those people that sit on like the same side
like
of the booth.
Like that Republican
right,
lady that was getting finger blasted or she was beating some dude off at the play and didn't think he'd make it see her. I like it.
And then because you're so in love, stage 1, this is the one. This is the one I'm going to settle down with. We're going to get serious and we're going to plan our lives together. So we accomplish or acquire all of these big life goals, right?
And then you add on to them. And
then it simmers and you fall into this rut. I can't tell you how many people call it a rut. It's not a rut. It's a stage.
It's pretty normal too, isn't it?
It's a whole number. You know what I mean?
You do it with everything. You do it with a car. You do it with a house. You do it with everything.
You do it with work.
You do it with your dog.
Yes. You get up every day and let them out at 6 a.m. and then you let them out at noon and then you feed them at 5 and then you put them back in their like.
It's normal.
That's how that goes. That's what your kids do.
I still get excited when I see my dogs.
Every time. Guess what? I get excited when I see my dogs, my kid, my husband.
Yeah.
And then
I don't get so excited when I see your husband, but whatever.
It's Tuesday.
It's fine.
Nothing fun or exciting is happening today. It's fucking Halloween. And it's still just a Tuesday.
What are we going to do today? What are we going to do today?
I'm going to take my son to volleyball practice. I don't even know what my husband and my other 2 kids are doing.
Right.
Because it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
This Saturday, we have a Halloween party. We have a lot of moving pieces. Yeah, just due to our... We didn't necessarily choose to birth 5 children, but we decided to come together, and now we have 5.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard.
It's a lot.
It is.
I'm getting to the stage now that my contract's up and my kid really doesn't need me. And for the first time in my life, my adult life, I'm literally going, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing?
What's your role now?
Yeah, business. Me and Justin are even launching even more stuff. My brain's already going. And now that she's old enough to drive and do her own things, I get to. So, and a lot of people have that empty nest kind of thing. I had a client the other day. She's going through it too. The look on her face was like this. So she's irritated by everything.
I have a brand new client whose son is, I think, 16. She only has one. She was a teen mom.
Yeah.
Time's coming.
Yeah.
And she is like
Contract's
beside herself.
Oh, no purpose.
It's been her entire, her entire
I want grandchildren.
identity.
Like, he is 17.
Well, but then she also will verbalize like that would be the next logical step. But because she was so young and because he's so young, there's going to be a gap.
Yeah, you're having another 6 years or so before that probably happens.
Yeah. But so anyway, so back to the roommate stage, I think one of the clinical issues that I do run into is a lot of the fixes, and we touched on some of those last podcast episode. Sorry, the clinician came in.
I know. I was
last
like,
session. Right.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that.
Focus on trying to get back to stage 2 or back to stage 1.
You can. Yeah, get a side piece.
I'd prefer to lean into what comes next. And a lot of these coping skills are like, go on a date, spend quality time together, do all of these things. But it just says you don't feel like you can be bothered or set aside the time.
And not just that. It's like the other person, when that gets breached to the other person, it feels like, so you're saying all the things I do is not enough.
Yep. You need another thing.
It's like when your mom, you do everything for your mama, and then she's like, hey, how come you don't want to come over? And you're like, bitch, I have fucking mowed your grass. I cleaned out your fucking gutters.
The trash.
I went and got your groceries. I listened to your stupid fucking stories. I fucking did all this, and it's like never enough. And I don't think people put themselves in enough shoes. And like I said, if you want a date night, just plan that night. I'm tired of people saying, I don't want to plan it. You want the date.
Yeah.
Look, I wanted a new guitar last week. I didn't expect anyone else to order it.
Right. You didn't drop the hint at 4 different people and say, I really want this guitar. I really want this guitar.
No, I just went and got it.
Right.
And then you'd be mad at someone. Like, if you wanted it, well, they should want. No, stop that. That is not logical. It is not logical. They didn't say they wouldn't go on a date with you.
Yeah.
Now, if they said, I don't want to fucking go on a date with you, that's when you recalibrate.
Okay, right. Sure.
That's a different story.
But I think a lot of the coping skills that clinically we assign to couples focus on trying to get the spark back. And I've been reflecting myself over the last couple weeks that I feel like that might be a swing and a miss. Quality connection,
dude,
is different.
A date night, it could often go. Think about what a date night is.
Quality time.
It's going and eating, which you do every day of your fucking life.
You just have to pay $100 instead of spending $20.
This is why people went on dates so much in the beginning, because you weren't fucking yet.
You were buying your time.
No, I'm being serious.
Literally, you were investing.
No, I'm saying because you had nothing else to do, and then you start banging it out, and then you get.
And now you're eating popcorn.
Then you narrow that down because you can bang it out way quicker. Okay, I'm just being honest, and you can get it done in a more, you're not showing off, And then next thing you know, you're in the roommate stage. But I'm saying, like, think about what a date is. I bet you if you ask people, like, I just want a date night, and go, what does that mean? And I bet you they could not explain it.
I would say that a date is actually an interview. That's what it is.
I'm
like
saying,
that's the whole point,
right.
Is it not? In the beginning is
Okay.
to date and find
know where your
compatibility. Yes.
Do you know where he likes to eat?
Yes.
Does he know where you like to eat?
Yes.
What is exciting about that?
Nothing.
Unless you're both like, hey, let's go get that really good pizza.
Absolutely.
Like
Let's
Luigi's
get the fuck away
super
from the
special
kids.
place for me and like super dope, okay?
Yeah.
But past that, like we're just going to go eat. It's like
No,
I think special
right.
time to me would be more like let's go for a hike. If you're into that, whatever
Sure.
for me, I'm saying for me would
I
be
tell
like
you,
let's go for a hike. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know,
Andrew bought me sushi
I'd
and
rather
we
take
ate
a nap
it in
and watch a
bed.
movie together.
Yeah. We ate sushi in bed and he went to some bakery and brought home a bunch of baked goods and we smashed sushi and baked goods in bed watching Friends.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Date night. I know. But like,
It'd been funny if you were in a jacuzzi.
Thomas,
Too soon.
way too soon. I am a Friends fanatic.
He's got
R.I.P.
the same name as me. We're okay.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sad.
but yeah,
He's a good guy.
it's, I think oftentimes we're focused on trying to get back what is always,
That's the most unhealthy
temporary,
thing. That's the most
right?
unhealthy thing ever.
yeah. So to move into stage 4, which is what I worked on with a client, the couple that I
Yeah.
worked with yesterday, is like acceptance and grace and leaning into where you are. That I guarantee is what our parents did
That's ride or die.
and what our grandparents
That's
did.
ride or die.
They
That is ride or
accepted,
die.
yes, they accepted what the natural pattern and timeline is for a relationship, and it aged well, and they practice acceptance and grace.
Like you do with your friends that you love.
Stage 4, climbing down from the pedestal.
Not kicking someone down.
You have accepted the fact that like your marriage or your relationship is not covered in fucking glitter. Your partner is not perfect. You are not perfect.
Yeah.
There's no Facebook story that you put on every single fucking holiday.
My buddy had a conversation about that. the
Right?
other
But
day.
you know what I mean?
He goes,
Like,
Thomas, do you think couples that are always posting stuff like that are truly happy? And I go, some.
no,
Some are.
they haven't had
some-
sex in 6 months.
Probably not.
They don't look at each other when they wake up in the morning because
But
they're
it
bitter
is
about
all
what.
the,
Yes.
the likes and things they get from it.
Yes.
That's sad.
It says you and your partner can face life and battle adversity as a team.
Yeah. That
You
sounds
reached-
way more.
You reach the stage of real love, not
That's-
held up by romance or passion
Or social standard.
or a child,
Yeah.
but love.
Love. Like,
True, unconditional, accepting love.
yeah. Like, that's my person.
That's like it's a pride pill. I like how it like visualizes like climbing down off of the pedestal of like, you are not,
No, we're just doing this together.
yeah,
We're in the mind together.
Yeah.
What's up? We both got to dig. Someday you might be tired. I might dig a little more.
Yeah.
So one day I might be tired. You might dig a little more. But we're both going to dig. There might be a
mutual,
time you're sick for 3 days, and I'm going to dig for 3 days.
yep, mutual understanding and acceptance of each other,
That sounds so beautiful. I can't even tell you.
of their weaknesses, of their strengths. You might both have the same weakness or not, like,
Yeah, that's hard.
but this stage 4 is the goal of the adversity of stage 3. When you're in the roommate stage and you guys are at each other's throat and it's fucking hard, the goal should not be to get back to the sparkle.
It should be get that comfort, like
yeah.
true comfort.
Yeah. It's like when your wedding ring starts to wear down, right? And it's not as sparkly anymore, but it's fucking metal and it's hard and
It's yours. It's shaped
it
to
is
you.
yours. Right.
It's shaped to you. Now it was given to you as.
Right.
That's a weird analogy to think about.
You could go have it redipped.
But I'm
What'll
saying,
happen?
but that ring came to you perfect.
Yep.
And it wore to your hands.
Yep.
Like your wedding, like your marriage does. Mm-hmm. Or your relationship does.
That's a little varnished.
What
has
about cock
food
rings?
in
You think
it.
it does the same thing? Michael? Wait, Mike's chiming in. Nope. He says they'll take a beating. He says they'll take a beating. They don't move if you get the good ones.
No.
Might chip a tooth, though. I don't know what that means.
Sounds
Jesus,
weird.
Michael.
Pony play. Well, maybe he's
Bride. What is that called?
a bridal. A bit. Brindle? Bridal?
That's like a dog.
I don't know. But yeah. But this is the goal, right? Just like you said. You could take it back, get it re-dipped. It'll just wear off.
I like that it forms to
6
your
months
hand.
later. Yeah. It bends. It moves. It has food stuck in it and clay and plaster and paint and whatever.
Yeah.
And you can take it off. My husband asks me all the time, like, are you going to take your wedding ring off? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Because I'm like, I wear it all the goddamn time.
As you should.
Like digging in the garden, playing with my pottery wheel. You know, like it's...
Yeah, it's real. I think that we want the fancy, shiny version of everything.
I think it's the culture that we're growing up in.
I think that just... It was there when we were young. It's always been there. It's always been this, like, show-off kind of thing.
Oh, well, yeah. That's where, like, keeping up with the Joneses. Like, that's where that whole thing stems. It's not new. I do think it's exaggerated by the culture that we live in on social media. If you think of keeping up with the Joneses, that goes back to, like, you see somebody pull out their new car.
Yeah, you want to be...
3 driveways down. Now you know what somebody is doing in...
Where they're eating.
Japan...
Yeah.
But you don't know their story and you don't know what they're doing, but you see, you know, photography grade pictures of their food.
Engagement photos.
Right.
Like, imagine your grandfather having to hire a photographer for his engagement. Like, seriously.
My grandfather, well, I have obviously 2. One is no longer with us. One is, but like either one.
No way.
Would be like, what? You want me to... No, we have fucking church photos, you know, with like the corny backdrop where they were in the church directory. That was their annual photo.
Period.
I have my grandmother is no longer with us, and I have their last church version directory photo.
That's amazing.
It's in my garage.
It's hard.
Yeah.
See, my brain doesn't work well.
No, it does. It doesn't work typically.
Within that range. Where I would have somebody say, well, Thomas, I don't want people... I go, I don't care what people think. They're not in my relationship. And if they want to know about it, I had somebody go, well, if somebody asks you about you, I go, why don't you tell them to mind their fucking business? And he looked at me like he's never thought of this. I was like, tell them to fuck off.
What difference does it make? Are they actually calling you? People that call you once a week or once a month are following up because they haven't seen XYZ posted.
They want the tea, as
That's
you say.
all they want.
I know who my friends are.
Somebody asked them because they're friends with you and they want it. It likely was their wife or their mom. Or their friend's wife. You know what I mean? Like,
We don't ask details.
No, it doesn't
Women
matter. Absolutely.
Yeah.
My husband, granted, I pride myself in being a relatively healthy person. And I'm like, hey, did you talk to so-and-so? Like, I haven't heard anything. And there was, like, last I heard, there was like some shit. Like, not drama, but like some, like,
bad shit.
Real shit.
Yeah.
How are they? And Andrew will be like, oh my God, they actually called me last week. I didn't answer because I was at work. I'm like, did you call them back?
No.
No. And I'm like, are they okay?
This is why men build bridges.
I know.
Because we don't have time to fucking worry about other shit.
But I'm like, listen, we're about to see them at the Halloween party or at Thanksgiving. Are they coming together or are they not? And he's like, I don't know.
Don't care.
I guess we'll see them or not. And I'm like, but that's where my mind is more logical. So I'm just like, who am I going to see? Who's going to be there? What do I like?
What relationship do you think would be better? The Brady Bunch, mom and dad, or like Red and on the 70s show? Like,
oh, that one for sure.
You think that's better?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they know the role.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Red was nice to her.
Oh, he would protect her.
At the end of the day,
Some of
he
the most
knew what
brutal
she
men I knew.
needed. He knew what she needed, and when she was just being extra.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I feel like that's what most women want.
You were raised in that kind of
Yeah.
environment, though.
Like, cater to me when I need it, and call me on my shit when I don't.
It's a fine
Because,
line.
like...
It is a fine line.
Yeah.
What's funny is I feel like most people would enjoy the snarkiness or the bitchiness more than they could deal with that easier.
Yeah. Andrew, I'll give a personal example. I walked out to Andrew Sunday. He was super exhausted Friday from work, had a shit week at work, gone all day Saturday. He went to a concert. Sunday, he slept in because he went to a concert, and then he came out and was working on the Jeep. And I came out emotional as hell. And I'm like, this is the only day that we have together. We have to get ready for trick-or-treating. Yes, I did. I was like, we have to get the kids ready for trick-or-treating. I had to get them ready by myself. And like, I'm missing a little bit of like quality time. He looks dead at me, sweet as can be. And he was like, we have our entire lives. And I like teared up a little bit and like walked away because like he called me and I like, it kind of irked a nerve. But I went in and regrouped because he didn't say, shut up and go sit down. You know, like he wasn't like, Kelly, you're being extra. He's
not that dumb.
He reassured me that like, we have forever.
We're good.
The Jeep needs fixed. And he didn't go into he just, the rest of our lives. I texted him later.
Did you?
I was like, thank you for lovingly checking me.
That's good.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
That's good.
And that's what people need to get from this roommate stage to this climbing down from the pedestal stage of like, babe, not going anywhere. Still here. Love you for who you are, not what you were in the beginning when you did all your makeup and you bought my dinner and you like.
Yeah. It's hard.
Mitch match. This morning I had Andrew's hoodie on and Christmas leggings because I rolled out of bed and had to take the kids to school.
Holy shit.
I stay in my truck the entire time. I am not public.
She's not. She walks them in.
I do not.
Checks them in.
I am not public acceptable. But like, had Andrew come home, that's how he would have seen me, right? Like it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got some like feedback all of a sudden.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay.
But like that's real, and that's my real.
Yeah.
I am clean and put together, but my outfit is Christmas and Halloween at the same time.
Yeah.
Other people's versions of that looks very different, but that's their bottom, or they're like less than, right? Like it's.
I don't know. Some people, that's their fucking norm is chaos.
I know, but like it's okay. When I watch
find your person though, if you can't tell that, dude, if you can't even walk up to somebody's car and tell what kind of person they are,
right?
Come on.
Right. You looked in their fridge. You saw the inside of their car.
Yeah. You touched their butt.
You touched them where they pee. Acceptance. And not like bitterness. I always talk to couples about, people about the faith it bucket and the fuck it bucket.
Yeah.
You're not just putting it in the fuck it bucket of like, it is what it is. That's shitty in a relationship. That is not radical acceptance.
You can accept certain things. Like if you're really freaked out by certain things, I'm like, I'm not going to ask her to do that. And if, buddy's like, hey man, we're going here. I'm like, she's not going to go there.
No.
And that's okay.
But that's the difference between faith it and fuck it is like the peaceful acceptance of it. Not this like what people think is radical acceptance where they're just like I said, it is what it is. That is not.
That breeds resentment, doesn't it?
Radical acceptance. Right. Radical acceptance brings like relief and like peace of mind.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay that you don't want to go to these things, or you don't want to do these things, or you're never going to fold the towels the way that I fold the towel. Like, it's okay.
Dude, I've learned how to fold towels.
Listen.
Guess what?
I switched it since I moved in with Andrew, and he was beside himself.
Yeah.
But if you can get to stage 4, where
I was taught how to properly do it.
Were you?
Yeah.
It took me some time. Nobody taught me how to fold towels.
I thought I was always folding them properly. I wasn't, apparently.
I'm not
mad about it. I don't care. How do you want them done?
I don't.
If that's how you want, if that's where you want it in the kitchen, I don't care.
Thomas,
I don't give a fuck.
Gun to my head, I couldn't tell you where I got towels growing up. Like from
what?
The linen closet? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't. I have zero memory of where I acquired towels from in my house.
Did you even have them?
Yeah. At my dad's house, I guarantee my stepmom put it out. Guarantee. She woke us up every morning and breakfast was on the table. Whether it was like boxes
Something.
of cereal and a Pop-Tart on a napkin. Guarantee if she
She's
said,
still
Kelly,
with
it's
her?
time to... Oh, yeah.
bet he
Yeah, they're
is.
out in Montana.
I bet you he
in a
is. He's like,
log
nah.
cabin. Right.
Nope. Chain that
She
one
was a
down.
stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
So guarantee if she was like, Kelly, it's your turn. There were 4 of us. A tri-folded towel was probably on the counter. My mom's house, I have no fucking idea.
Do you ever just call her and tell her thank you?
Oh, I call
you?
my stepmom and my mom for very different things
Oh, I bet. Same thing.
because they serve very different functions for me.
Yeah, and that's okay.
They're fantastic. I love them both a lot.
Yeah, they just 2 different things. But do you realize now that like your stepmom was holding that shit down?
It was very different. Yes, it was.
You know what I mean?
It's funny because
with what you're going through now.
I parent like my biological mother, but I have the expectations of my stepmom.
I don't know if you know, but that's probably not going to end well.
No, it doesn't.
No.
But like that is the dichotomy that goes on in my head of like the chaos of at my mom's house, we were all in sports. We like super cleaned every weekend. Monday through Friday was a fucking shit show. Dinner was we always ate. We always had clean clothes. But like Saturday morning, my mom would blare music and we would throw our dirty laundry in the hallway and we would like mass clean the whole house because it was like reset. If
all
a
make me very
shirt,
uncomfortable.
I know. If a shirt fell on the floor in my room at my stepmom's house, my dad's house, my stepmom's house, she would pop her head and be like, Kelly, throw that down the laundry chute.
Period.
Immediately.
Period. She could hear it.
Clear your plate.
Period.
Right. And the next day, swear to God, I would go to bed and that shirt would be in my drawer the next day. She like did laundry at midnight, I swear to God. And
I love her.
she was on it.
I love her.
She was on it.
I love all that.
I don't know if she had any friends.
I don't care.
I know.
I bet she was
I don't
happy
know
and
if
peaceful.
I think that she found purpose in being a mom and a wife.
Dude, there's something about that orderliness that gives you peace.
It's your tism.
I'm into it.
But she didn't. She didn't have much of a social life. She very much found her purpose in being a mom and being a wife.
I get it.
My biological mom.
I don't want to be a mom or a wife, but I get it.
Right. She was a wife and she was a mom. She also was an employee and she was a coach and she was the, den mom or the room mom or the like.
Fuck.
She was all of the things, and they both showed up.
I could
all the
say
time.
Between my 2 dads, my stepdad and my real dad, I got music and finances from my stepdad. And I got like the way my dad treated my stepmom. He just loved her, man.
Yeah.
He cooked and cleaned with her, and she cleaned her house always, like you said, just perfect.
Right, yeah.
But anything she ever needed, man. And I realize as a grown man now that really apparently stuck with me. You know what I mean? My stepdad's probably not as graceful with that because it's the way he was raised and just he's older. He's 82. So his it's a little rough. Mm-hmm. I love him. He's done wonderful things for all of us, and just as he has. But it comes at a 82-year-old price,
Yep.
But I didn't realize till recently how much my real dad actually inspired me, or what would you call it?
Influenced you. Sure.
And my uncles, same thing. Like they're men, but man, they all cook and clean with their wife. Mm-hmm. They just love them.
They figured this out.
It's very graceful, and they both know, like, they will baby their wives. They all baby their wives, but when they finally go, that's enough, their wives are like,
okay, sorry. Like,
okay,
too far.
But it has to be that way.
Yes, there has to be some sort of boundary.
And dude, they would murder for their wives. Man.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
They hit a curb, and the husbands have something to say about it. Somebody flicks them off at the stoplight and they got something to say about it. You know what I mean? Like, either way.
And that's hard to get to, but that's discipline, and that's just caring about your partner. I guarantee my uncle didn't give a fuck what anybody thought about his relationship with his wife. I can fucking guarantee it. He'd be like this. Tell him to come on over and talk to me about it then.
That's how my dad is, for sure.
Like, don't
for
give a
sure.
fuck.
We never talked about my dad and my stepmom's relationship. Like, the whole concept was like not a discussion because it was not our business. This is mom and dad, and there's other things to talk about, but there's nothing to talk about here.
I love that. I bet you they don't get into your relationships either.
No.
Weird how that works, huh?
My dad had some words to say when I got divorced.
Like, are you sure you want to do this? Or it's shit like that.
No, like when you called and said you had, or when you texted and said you had something to talk about, I thought either you were pregnant or getting divorced.
Well, he knew. But he didn't make you feel bad for either one, did
No. He was like, what do you
he?
need?
He's a good dad. No, but I'm saying people should learn from that.
Absolutely.
You know? I had a young man that had a girlfriend break up with him and lied to his mom and said that he cheated on her. And his mom called him. It's like, what did you, I did not raise you. And he's like, Mom, I did not, blah, 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 blah. The girl actually apologized. The mom said she was lying. Which is that was
big
impressive.
of her.
Yeah.
And or necessary.
Yeah, but that was good.
She had to say something.
But
Right.
I'm saying
Yeah.
that was something.
Yeah. Right.
You know? It was kind of crazy though.
But I push couples constantly. I just pulled up stage 5, the last one.
This is it.
And I'm reflecting as a clinician in lifetime here on the podcast that I say 2 different things usually when people are in stage 3, right? Like there has to be some grace and acceptance, which is stage 4. It's all about it.
How can you claim to love somebody and not give them grace?
Right. And then the other thing I said is like, for fuck's sake, guys, you are on the same team. Same team.
Nope.
Stage 5.
Fuck up scepter, remember?
Working together as a team.
Fuck up scepter. You fucked up, give me the scepter. I fuck up and you go, give it back.
God, how exhausting would that be?
Because you're raised in that garbage.
My God.
Because your parents taught you that shit and they did it to you. Your parents go, you fucked up, blah, 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 blah. And then they fuck up. They're like, oh, and then they're making up for it, bringing you gifts and doing dumb shit.
But that's how it goes so often in dysfunctional relationships. There's like the honeymoon stage and then the getting serious. And then we fall into our rut. And now it's
fight and fuck.
It's
fight and fuck. Fight
it's
and
uneven. Fuck. Why aren't you giving what I'm giving? And if we can get to stage 4 where it's just, I love you. There's a reason that I'm with you. I want to work this out. I accept you for your imperfect humanity.
Or just you.
Right.
You. And
like,
there's things that can be helped. There's things that I would like to see a little bit of progress, maybe.
Sure. This bugs me. Could you work on it?
Yeah, it's not going to happen overnight.
If not, I'll take it off your plate if you can do this. Like, just so we can fucking function.
Something.
But yeah, it says now that we've both embraced each other's weaknesses and faults along with strengths and desires, we can combine our forces to make the world a better place.
Yeah. By world, you mean everybody around you. You can inspire them.
Right.
We all know that couple, whether it's our aunt or uncle or
they're all old.
We all
They're
know
old.
someone that we're like, look at how they interact. Mm-hmm. And then some people try to make those people feel bad. Like they're like, they don't even do anything together. I'm like, they don't fight.
Oh my God.
They smile.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go on vacation with her family because he doesn't like it.
Right.
But
He doesn't like the beach. It's fucking hot there.
He doesn't want to go.
So he stays home.
It's okay.
And works on the house.
It's okay.
And replumbs the bathroom when there's nobody there.
Yeah, something. Yeah, it's okay.
But there's like these Lifetime movies and the movies, like whatever, like where this 80-year-old husband still buys his wife roses every single Friday on payday. And people think that like that's
love.
Stage 5 plus stage 1. A romantic acceptance and lifelong journey. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. He might not bring you, he probably brings her roses because she really, really likes it and it means a lot to her and it's like $12, right?
I got asked, like, why did you stop buying me flowers? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Why?
And I used to buy her flowers all the time. Mm-hmm. I have a client who's an amazing florist and she does the most beautiful, I mean, literally, I've never seen anybody around here come close to her. She's gifted. But I wouldn't see her take care of the flowers once I got them for her.
She'd put them up.
They just
fill it with
there,
water and then it would evaporate
she'd
and
never
they would
cut
die.
the ends.
Right.
Okay. And then I go and I explained to her, I said, well, I never saw you try to keep them alive longer, which is not that hard to do. And then the vases or whatever would just never even get really cleaned out or anything, and they would just get put under
like
the
their
sink,
rings,
and they would get put under the wash sink downstairs. Mm-hmm. And it just felt like that? And she goes, I didn't even know that you could do that with flowers to make them live longer. And that was a moment of communication between me and her that really, we both went, oh, fuck.
Right.
And then it was like,
right,
okay.
Yeah.
And
she thought it was a candy bar that you eat and then it's gone. You were like, hey, this was like...
Can you nurture this?
Yeah.
I had to make this happen.
Right.
It was special. It was special. And it just felt like, well, it felt like she didn't care. That wasn't the case at all. That was
her interpretation. She had a misunderstanding. She did appreciate it for what she thought she could, but she thought the timeline was this big, and she didn't realize.
And we did. Once we understood that, it all went away. All the pressure got out. It was like, that was a kind of important conversation with her and I, that I realized once you understand it, once you truly understand it, it takes all that away.
That's what couples come to me and they're like, we need to work on communication. And I'm like, you have no idea what communication even is.
No. I had a woman the other day say that.
Statements are so surface level.
And even then,
I feel this when this happens. But like, that's why, like, I often send couples a complex I statement that, like, I feel this when this, and I would feel this if this, because it generates change.
You can tell me something. That doesn't mean I'm going to know how to fix it.
I just know that that's wrong.
Hey, that motor's broke. Can you fix it?
Well, Thomas, think about it. That's what we tell kids. Don't run. Basic child development
One day at a
says,
time.
Do things.
Cross-stitch little things on the wall.
Right. Do this instead of don't do this. That's the new movement. Right? New. Forgive me. But like, please walk, not don't run. But in relationship, we're like, that makes me mad. When you don't call me, it hurts my feelings.
Yeah. Or why? You know, have you even explained why?
Give something.
I had a couple last week. I don't know if I saw him. Maybe it was after last show. But she says, I just want my husband to feel what I'm feeling. And I looked, and as soon as she said it, she was like...
She already knew.
And I went, yeah, there's no way of telling. And why? Is that important? She goes, I don't know why. But it was a real moment for her.
Right.
I was like, what does that mean to feel it? Like, for me to have empathy towards you, I can, but like, I'm the worst version of that because like, I'm like, hard to rile up, you know, where everybody else, I'm going to fuck it. I'm like, yeah, what are we going to do?
I just told a couple, instead of focusing on empathy, because I feel like it's unrealistic for their marriage, that we need to focus on compassion.
Or just like... They feel that way. Cool. You feel that way. Why is it so important for you, for me to even understand it? What do I have a variable in this? Because it's usually about your mom or your dad or your brother or sister or your best friend or your best friend's fucking husband or shit that I literally, it's not even about me or something I can do. But it's so important. Like, are you that unvalidated by your life or your parents or whatever you grew up with that I have to fill that void? And that's weird for me to understand because my brain doesn't work that way. And I'm like this, full Sheldon, like, what do you want me to, like?
You're telling me A plus B equals C, and I don't get C when I do that.
And even if I do get it, what does it change your fucking life?
Yeah.
You know, like, stand on your own 2 feet and be healthy in that void shit, trying to fill that void. Dude, be okay.
Right.
Like, how
do your own work.
You know?
Right. Do your own work.
Well, if you're going through one of these stages, man, work through it. Love each other, man. Show each other a little bit of grace. Quit acting like fucking assholes to each other.
Right. Sit down. Ask fucking questions. I mean, that is the biggest thing. I'm sending so many like intimacy exercises and connectivity exercises that I'm like, guys... Kink. No, not king.
You did send that. You said it last week.
I did. I had
people ask me about that. Where can I get that? I'm like, Google that shit. Why are you asking me, you weirdo? You soakers.
What are my kinks? But this is like, instead of, like, this leans into love languages, but I feel like we get so distracted, like I said already, like focusing backwards on like how to get back to the spark, as opposed to get to like the rich reality of long-term relationships.
Are they your person or not your person?
Forever.
Let's just ask that. Are they your person or not your person?
No, right.
But are they only your person if they're doing your bidding?
Again.
That's a fucking
potential,
slave.
Staying for potential is the recipe for disaster. You can't. Can you? I ask couples all the time, if nothing changed.
Can you do this?
From today on, can you? Happily. Or no? I have broken up 2 different couples with that question of like, listen, can you or no? Because for you to stay contingent on XYZ is
unless there's something
gross.
easily fixable.
Sure, because you like leave your dirty socks by the front door. Come on. But because our love languages are completely different, our communication style and conflict style are completely different.
Or there's a huge
our
infidelity
goals,
of some sort.
yeah, our goals are completely different. Maybe like they're work driven and they want to like progress, and the other one has had the same job for 20 years and they're good with that.
Why does that affect your go-gettingness?
Because they're making more money and want to travel and want to accomplish something, and they feel like their partner isn't pulling the weight to accomplish the goal,
Okay.
right?
Pulling the weight. That's cute.
I'm just
That's
saying.
Cute. Good luck with that.
Anyway, ask questions, guys.
Give us a call at 234. Actually, don't call us. Text us. Can you please text us some questions? 234-200-5949. Text the number. Like and subscribe. Episode 20 coming to a close. Kelly's got some things she's got to do. Happy Halloween, you ghoulish boo motherfuckers. I really do think the whole Grace thing, and I wish older people would spend a little more time explaining why instead of just casting out the expectations. They don't explain why, and that's why we're so lost.
I think a lot of it is ignorance to how to articulate it, because they're just modeling. They're just doing what they saw.
100%.
I don't think
slightly better.
Very few of the older couples that have like crushed it could articulate this.
Yeah, I agree.
It's more just like, I made a commitment and that is what it is, and
no, the old guys
figured it out. And
the old people I know that stay together, I always ask them, what's the secret? And it all comes down to this.
What?
Sometimes you eat shit, sometimes they eat shit. But somebody's gonna be eating some shit sometimes. That's how they literally. And I'm like this.
Right. Ups and downs, that's all it is.
Somebody's gonna eat some shit.
Right. But you decided that you're gonna eat shit
You have
intermittently together.
Not forever.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, no more San Diego relationships. I want a relationship only if it's shiny and beautiful, not if it's flawed. So, like we always say, I hope you don't have a special needs kid, motherfucker. All right, be good to each other.
All right, bye,
Take
guys.
a pause.
All right.
Bye.